Hello, 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 my familia bonita y bella. How's my soul family doing this evening? Good evening, my beautiful soul family. How's everyone doing tonight? I know it's a little late or later than usual, but here we are. Once again, here we are. Let me just organize my screen settings here so I can see all of you. Hello there, Omaida. Hi, Rita. Good evening to you. How's my IG Soul family doing? Thank you very much. Too pretty to blessed. Mr. Blondie says, let's go. Santo and blessings to you, my goddaughter, CWDS613. Nancy's blessings to you. How are you doing, beloved? How's my soul family doing tonight? How's my YouTube family doing tonight? I'm doing great. Thais Lemais, Thais or Thais. Better call this live. Awesome, awesome. I'm happy to know you're here too. So I was debating whether I was going to come on tonight or not because I've had a super long week last week and this week as well. My beloved soul brother Khalil is in the house. Blessings to you, my soul brother. Miss you much. So I've had a long week, a long weekend, and it's been a long week this week in my Afro Cuban spiritual and religious path. This past weekend, a major event took place that only those of us that know about these things can understand all it takes to put something like this, of this magnitude, together. Because it was the initiation of one of my goddaughters who got quote unquote baptized, initiated into the Afro Cuban Lukumi religious system, spiritual path. And this is it's a long, 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 tiring process, um, very long and exhausting, but very gratifying and very loving as well. Blessings to you, K Lotus. Blessings to you. Um, yeah, so I was debating. I didn't know whether I would be able to come on tonight, but here I am. I did not want to miss this week, as I said at the beginning of the year when we did the first Tarot Tuesday of this year. I want to do my best to be as consistent as possible with our weekly gathering, with our weekly get together. So um, it's definitely my goal when possible to stay as consistent as possible. Okay. Um, I'm not in my home, so I have a complete different made up setup here, last minute setup here so that I can come on for you guys and allow us to have our weekly moment and allow us to reconnect this week and allow us to open up our energetic portals and vibrations and um, open for the downloads the universe has to share with us, open for the guidance, open for that ancestral guidance, divine spiritual guidance, guidance of our spirit guides of light, which in a day and age that we're in right now, it is very much needed, very much needed, especially these days, especially this year. I believe that there is much to prep for. I believe that there's much for us to understand about how the vibration and the energy of this year is speaking to us so that we can do all within our power, all that the best that we can humanly speaking, to navigate through this year as safely, as sanely as possible, and as healthy as possible, and bring about the balance that we deserve and what we need. As I was prepping here and trying to create a decent space here for us tonight, I felt something very heavy in my heart. Um, whether we call it a download, whether we call it a message, whether we call it, whatever it is, I felt something very heavy in my heart. And what I felt in my heart was how so many people, and we've touched on this, what I'm about to say, we've touched on it as often as Spirit wants, right, in the past. And even though it might sound like the same, it's really not. We pray to God, we pray to Spirit, we pray to our ancestors of wisdom, we pray to the vibration that we believe in, whichever it may be for you, whichever is the God of your understanding, and we pray and we meditate and we set intentions and we try to do our best to stay connected, right? Especially when we feel that our worlds are being turned upside down, especially when we feel that we are lacking the answers that our heart and our mind and our life needs, and we become overwhelmed by not knowing what it is that will take us from point A to point B, whether it's financial issues or health issues or your job or familial issues, things having to do with relatives and things having to do with your romantic life. Sometimes you might find yourself not knowing, not knowing what is the next best thing to do, not knowing how to proceed, not knowing how to take that next step, not knowing if there is an answer, if there is a cure, if there is a remedy, if there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And when you live a life where you emotionally and mentally feel beat down by so many questions, facing so many little answers or no answers at all, you get overwhelmed and your stress level really rises, and you become very, sometimes your anxiety kicks in, and sometimes you become weary, and sometimes you become doubtful, and sometimes you give up, and sometimes you call it quits, and sometimes you just end up believing that no matter what you will do, you're unsupported, and so on and so on and so on. Well, Spirit told me today, or a little while ago, as I was setting up, I heard the vibration of Spirit say, and what I'm about to say also comes from things that happened this weekend during um, this Afro-Cuban Lukumi initiation, this initiation of my godchild. Um, the gentleman that came out of town, as we call basically, for lack of better words and translations, is considered to be like the master of ceremonies, the one who leads and directs and gets this thing done. He was having a conversation with many of us where something hit me very hard in his delivery. And now, as I was setting up, I heard or felt something similar related from that conversation. And what I basically want to share with you tonight, those of you that are here, those of you that are able to make it here tonight, in this live, since I didn't announce I was coming live tonight, um, believe that when we set an intention, when we pray, when we raise our hearts, we elevate our hearts to the Most High, to the God of your understanding. Believe that there is a vibration, believe that there is an energy, believe that there is a higher being, believe that there is a higher source that receives and picks up that prayer. I believe so. I wholeheartedly believe that there is an ancestor of wisdom. I believe that they are spirit guides of light. I believe that within our spiritual frame, there is a higher source, a higher vibration that picks up that prayer. It's almost like sending a letter. You send a letter, you send a Christmas card to a relative or to a friend, you send a letter to a friend. People don't write letters anymore these days, but you mail out this letter, and this person you mailing out this letter to receives it, right? Well, we are mailing out this prayer, we are mailing out this petition, and believe that it is received on the other side. Someone receives it. There's a higher source, there's a higher vibration that receives this petition, that receives this prayer, collects it, picks it up. But what I find is that even though I might elevate a prayer to the Most High, or to my ancestors of wisdom, or to my spirit guides of light, someone on the other side receives this prayer, receives this petition, receives this concern, receives this worry. The question, though, remains, or better yet, what we have to make sure is that aside from that God of our understanding, that source of our understanding, if an ancestor of ours is receiving this delivery, this prayer, we have to make sure that that particular ancestor that is collecting our prayer, that is collecting our petition, is at the right spiritual level of elevation to reply back. But this is the thing, my soul family. The response, the reply back to our prayer, the reply back to our petition, the reply back to our concerns is dependent upon our own energy, our own effort, our own consistency. It is dependent upon what I believe internally in my mind and in my heart. Because sometimes what I notice in many people is that you're sending out these letters, right? Metaphorically speaking, you're sending out these letters to the Most High, to your ancestors of wisdom, to your spirit guides of light. But sometimes they're empty letters. They are empty letters. They are empty petitions. They are empty prayers. And let me explain what that means a little better. What this means is that when we send this prayer up, when we deliver this prayer, it has to be accompanied by our inner knowing, by a particular kind of inner knowing that is going to get to its destination. And that even though the reply back, the response to such prayer, to such petition, may not come back as quickly, as swiftly, as rapidly as we would like, we have to believe and know that it has been received. It has been received. I hope, I pray that you're picking up what Spirit is laying down in this moment. We have to believe in order for us to get a reply back. That's the trick. In order for us to get a reply back, it's dependent upon whether or not we believe, we truly believe that it has been delivered and that it has arrived to the proper anchorage, to the proper group, to the proper department that is receiving our petition, our prayer, that higher source, that high vibration, that ancestor of wisdom. And there are. It's been received. You think your prayers are not being answered. You think your meditations are going silent. You believe that your requests are not being heard. Oh, believe me, it's been received. It's been received. It's been marked. but sometimes it's received with an empty vibration because on this side, you don't truly believe that it's reached its destination. You don't believe your prayers will be answered, which ultimately means that you don't believe in you enough. Does this make sense to you? So, for the rest of this month, those of you that are living lives in this moment where you feel overwhelmed and you're carrying a lot of weight and you feel deeply challenged by life circumstances because life is lifing on you, know that every prayer you lift, know that every prayer you send out, know that your request is not only being delivered to the destination it needs to go to, but it is also being received. And the reply, the response, the execution of that solution you need for your life based on such petition, based on such prayer, is dependent upon your own effort. It's dependent upon your own belief. It's dependent upon what you're holding on to internally, inside of you. Are you picking up what Spirit's laying down? The other side to that is the universe has to the universe has to know that you are willing to do your part. The universe wants to know, the universe needs confirmation from you that you're not leaving it all to just your spirit guides, that you're not leaving it all to just your ancestors of wisdom, that you're not leaving it all to just the God of your understanding, that you're not leaving it all just to Mother Earth and universe. No, Spirit wants to know if you too are doing your part in being able to be also an active participant of the magic that needs to take place in order for you to receive that response, that reply, in order for your prayers to be answered. The universe needs you to be an active participant of the solution, an active participant of what you are waiting for. But how can you be an active participant of a solution when there are things in the problem that you don't want to see? How can you truly receive and embrace the response, the answers from the source of your understanding when you're not truly participating in the solution? And your lack of participation in the solution to the issues and problems and concerns and worries that you have delivered to the Most High, to the God of your understanding, to the spirit guides of light, to the ancestors of wisdom. When you refuse to see what needs to be seen in the problem, when you refuse to see the role that you play, when you refuse to see the things that are right there before your eyes, because you don't want to accept certain truths. You do not want to accept certain truths of about that problem, about that issue. When that was coming to me as I was prepping here tonight, I was like, wow, Isn't that the truth? And like I said, I'm not in my home. I'm not home. I'm somewhere else because of this ceremony, this 7-day process of initiation that my godchild is going through. Um, and I was not sure that I would be able to come on tonight for this week's Tarot Tuesday until an hour ago, basically, when I decided that yes, I'm gonna come live. And all this was flowing through my head as I was setting up, and I was trying to look for something, for a setup here for us tonight. Um, it was something that hit me so deeply and profoundly in my heart, and it's also based upon the fact that so many people, even when I do readings for people, when I'm in session with my clients, whether it's a tarot reading, whether it's a clairvoyant reading, whether it's just a counseling session, whether it's an insight reading, so many individuals feel that their prayers are not being answered. So many people believe that they are meditating in vain, that they're praying in vain, that they're doing spiritual work in vain. So many people believe that their ancestors are not listening to them. So many people believe that their spirit guides are not even around them, or they don't listen to them, and they don't feel the connection, and they don't feel this, and I don't feel my spirit guides talking, replying back to me, and I don't feel, that my spirit guides are listening. Okay. And I don't know about you, but to me, this message is profound. It is profound because it sheds light on the fact that many of us are praying to God, whomever your God is. Many of us are praying to our spirit guides, to our guardian angel, to our ancestors of wisdom, whomever, whatever higher source vibration it is. But we believe that they're not listening. We believe that they're not receiving our petitions, our prayers. But Spirit says to us tonight, oh, we receive it all right. We've received it. But sometimes what we get from you all is empty prayers. Sometimes what we get from you all is a command. A command. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Is this making sense to anyone? Can anybody tell me if this is making sense to any of you? Spirit says to all of us tonight, we're sending up prayers, we're sending petitions, and it's been received, it's been registered, but it feels more like a command than anything else. It doesn't feel like we are involved in the petition, involved in the prayer. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. This is much. I believe that this is much deeper than that I can humanly explain to you all in our short time here together tonight. We're sending requests like we employ God, like we employ Spirit, like we are the universe's employer. When what Spirit truly wants from us, what the universe truly wants from us, what Mother Earth truly needs from us, is for us to be an active participant in our existence here on earth. You sent the prayer, it's been received. If you have not gotten a reply back, it's because Spirit is trying to let you know that you are missing. It's missing an important ingredient in order for the magic to truly take place. And that important ingredient is you. But Spirit is knocking and no one is answering. Spirit is knocking and no one is there. It means that the magic can only take place. It means that the reply to your petitions and your prayers and your rituals and your candles and your spiritual baths and your cleanses and all of it can truly only take place when you are willing to understand how and why the problem even began. You want a solution, but you're not looking at the problem. And you're not really looking at the problem as honestly and as transparently as you need to, because you are not willing, either mentally or emotionally, you're not willing to face the issue of what's inside the problem. You want God and Spirit to resolve the issue for you, how you envision it for yourself, by maintaining certain things in place that should be removed, by holding on to certain emotions and feelings and mental constructs that need to be removed, recalibrated, upgraded. Until then, it's just not going to happen. It seems like I disconnected my laptop. Let me get it back on. Give me 1 second here, because if not, this is not gonna work. There we go. Now we're talking. Are you understanding what I'm saying? It's very important for us to understand this. Very important for us to understand this. Very important for us to understand that we have to do our best to stop sending empty prayers and empty petitions that we're not truly ready nor willing to participate in. That's why we're not getting any answers back. You want God to reply back to your prayer under your domain, under your control, the way you want it done, the way you want it done, the way you want it carried out. You want God to fix your boyfriend's drinking or alcohol and drug issue, but you're not willing to consider the fact that you might have to extract yourself from the equation so that he can do the healing that needs to be done on his own, because he is codependent. He is codependent on you because you enable him. You enable him. You enable this person. You enable this sibling. You enable this family member. You enable this person whose actions hurt you, whose decisions affects your life. And because you want to be the number one wife, the number one girlfriend, the number one sister, the number one daughter, the number one, you don't set up boundaries where there need to be set. And you put yourself through this agonizing, painful experience. And then I will add one more part to that, actually. You want to know why? For some of you, you want to know what's another reason why God, the God that you subscribe to and believe in, the spirit guides that you believe in, the universe that you connect with, you want to know why your prayers are not being answered. No matter how hard you cry, you can cry and boohoo cry until you're blue in the face. You want to know why? Oftentimes, Spirit, the universe, Mother Earth, God, does not reply back to your answer, to your prayers? You want to know why? What's another reason why? Who wants to know? Is anyone here? Who wants to know? Because Spirit is looking at us like, Spirit, the universe, Mother Earth, God is looking at us like, if I really answer your prayer, if I really answer your petition, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it. You're not going to like it. You're asking me to fix something that if I truly fix it, you are not going to like it. See, we think that when we make a request and we send a petition and we are driving and we're crying and we're upset and we're beating the steering wheel and God feels our pain, and we believe that because God feels our pain, that God will reply back to our prayer, our petition, the way we want it answered, the way we want it fixed. No, 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 no. The universe, Mother Earth, your guardian angel, your spirit guides, whatever you believe in, can and definitely has the potential to fix it. But it can't be fixed in your terms. On your terms. It can't be fixed on your terms. It can't be fixed on your terms. No, it can't. It can't be fixed on your terms. Because if it's fixed on your terms, that is not God's doing, it's your doing. If it's fixed on your terms, it's not God's work, baby. That's your manipulation. That's your control. Oh, you don't want to listen to this. That's the problem. You don't want to listen to this part. No, that doesn't make sense to me because my brother's such a good person. He has such a good heart. He's just been through things and he has some kind of chemical imbalance that makes him do the things that he does, but he's not really that person. And why can't God help me help him? Because deep down inside, he has to help himself. Because deep down inside, he has to want it bad enough for himself the way you want it bad enough for him. Oh, man, you all not ready for this. He has to want it bad enough for himself. As bad as you want it for him. Spirit and the universe and Mother Earth and God is not going to use you as a proxy to fix someone else. The person you love can't be fixed through you. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? Hello there, Tia Chris. Do you understand me, Jamia? Gaston? Does this make sense to you? Omaira? Hello there, Nick Bree. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? Blessings to you, official Tyron Perry. This also means that sometimes the person you want fixed may not want to be fixed. Number two, may not be ready to be fixed. Number three, this one's definitely going to hurt you. They could definitely be fixed, but it doesn't guarantee that they're going to be fixed for you. They might be fixed for someone else. They might be fixed for a new beginning elsewhere, and it may not necessarily be with you. Oh, but you don't want that. You want that person to be fixed on your terms. You want them to be fixed for you. And that's why Spirit's looking at you like, if I really do my magic here, you're not going to like the results. Because the results are not based on what you want. The results are based on what that person's life needs. How's that for a download tonight? And if this is about you personally and not about anyone else, well, guess what? It still works the same. It still works the same because God can't help you on your terms. It doesn't work like that. God will help you, will guide you, will support you, and will reply back to your prayers when you stop trying to manipulate the results. Many of us are manipulators. We want to manipulate the narrative. We want to manipulate the results. We want to manipulate the results to our convenience, how we want it. But it's not how it always goes. Are you picking up a Spirit's laying down? So tonight I want us to, as we get ready to jump straight into the tarot portion of this evening, I want us to ponder on the things we pray on. I want us to ponder on the things that um, the petitions we send up to God, to Spirit, to universe, to Mother Earth. I want us to ponder on, what have I been asking God to do for me? What have I been bugging Spirit to do for me? What have I been bugging the universe to fix for me? And when you get that, then your second question is, the second inquiry is, do I want this fixed through divine, spiritual happenings, or do I want this fixed on my terms? Do I want this fixed to benefit me? Because there is a major difference. Blessings to you, King. Blessings to you. It's very important. Malika's in the house. Blessings to you, because it's very important for us to understand this. Very important. we're not gonna do a the oracle cards because I forgot to bring them with me. Like I said, I'm not home. I'm somewhere else. Um, I just decided to come on within the last hour. This I didn't know if I would be able to come on tonight because I'm somewhere else in a participating in a event, spiritual ritualistic event in my Afro-Cuban path, and I only brought my tarot cards with me in case I would be able to come live, which here I am. But I did not pack my oracle cards with me. So, for what it's worth, allow this download, allow this intro serve its purpose. What are you truly praying for? And is it convenient for the collective? Is it convenient for the whole? Or is it just convenient for you? Is it just to benefit you? That's the question. That's the question we must really ponder on before setting that new intention, before jumping on that next prayer, before continuing to nudge, nudge and spirit. Why are you not helping me in this situation? Spirit's looking at you like, do you really want my help in this situation? You may not like the results. You may not like the results. So ponder on that. Okay, my soul family. So let's initiate our evening, our tarot portion of our evening tonight. As we start with fire signs. I want to start with the fire signs tonight. Aries, Leo, and Sag. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Sun, rising, and moon. Let's start our tarot portion of this evening with the fire signs. With the fire signs, that's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Welcome each and every one of you that are joining us now. Please share this live, share this live, share this live, so that we can really get this out there and you can support with the algorithms. I hope you all are having a great, great evening tonight. I hope you all are feeling good. I hope that you are safe, that you are healthy, that you're keeping and doing everything within your power to keep your mind sane, protected, and balanced. So, let's get this ball rolling. Let's go jump into this. Let's see what is our opening card for. What is our card for the fire signs tonight? Fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Tuned in right on time. There we go, my God order. Blessings to you too, Luna. We are live on Instagram and we are live on YouTube land. Yes, we are. Thank you so very much, Thais. Thank you very much. Blessings to you, Luna. Okay, where are the fire signs? Are there any fire signs here tonight? No one's claiming the fire signs. There's no fire sun, fire rising, fire moon, even fire Venus. Are there any fire signs here tonight? I don't think I've opened up my calendar yet for readings. I don't recall. I don't believe so, but I will. I will this evening. This evening, I will open up my calendar for reading. So stay tuned for that. Okay, fire signs. What do we have here for our fire signs tonight? What do we have? I will take the fire sign. I hear you. I hear you. Venus in Aries. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So we got the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands for the fire signs this week. The Six of Wands. Before I jump into this, if you're new here at IG, make sure to add yourself to the page, or if you are new to my YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe and you hit that like button and you turn on your notifications so that you get to know when I come live. And welcome to the family. Welcome to the Soul Family. You're welcome, Midnight Cowboy. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate you. So we have thank you. Welcome, Sestari 79 for joining the Soul Family gang here. Bendiciones para usted también, Mrs. Mercado. So we have, coincidentally, and there is no such thing as a coincidence, we have a fire card for the fire signs. Okay, we have the fire card for the fire signs, which is the Six of Wands. So very briefly, when we're looking at the Six of Wands, it's actually a positive, very, to me personally, it's a very positive card when we look at it from its upper polarity, because this talks about recognition. You either been working on something very hard that you really finally want to be recognized and want to collect on it, and you desire to be valued by your hard work, right? Understandably so. This is a particular card that says, don't give up on your vision, because when you least expect it, it's going to actually play out the way your life deserves. It's going to actually work in your favor. This is a particular card that states that it may not always look like you're heading in the direction that you want, that you need, but nonetheless, it does not mean that spirit is not listening. It doesn't mean that the vibrations that walk with you are ignoring your struggle or ignoring your efforts. So you might be closer to being acknowledged for your hard work than you think. From its lower polarity, this Jupiter in a Leo card. So if you have Jupiter, if you have a fire sign of Leo in your Jupiter, this message is also for you. From a lower polarity, this particular card talks about feeling restless, talks about feeling overwhelmed, let's just say, for lack of better words, because things are either not moving as quickly as you want. You might feel and believe that there's been some unfair treatment towards you in the process. Unfair treatment towards you in the process. You've been treated unfairly by your coworkers or your boss or people in your family, and they never really see you for who you truly are. They never recognize your efforts. They never recognize your hard work. They never recognize your investments. They always pick on you, and they always pick on what's not, what has not been done or what's left to be done. They always pick on people that never acknowledge the work that you put in. Never acknowledge the work that you do put in, but they're quick at signaling you for what's left to be done. That could be tiring. It could be very exhausting. It could be very, very exhausting. But guess what? Are you recognizing yourself? Are you valuing you? Are you giving yourself the merit you deserve? Are you being your best friend? Are you being fair to yourself? Because sometimes here we don't feel treated fairly, but that could also be mirroring back to you the fact that you don't treat yourself fairly either. Could that be a possibility? Are you the one that never recognizes yourself for what you've been able to do, but only focus on what's left to be done? Guess what? There's always something to be done. There's always something more to do. There's always more to do. So the universe is just doing to you what you do to yourself. Is it fair? No. But who told you life is fair? Who sold you that lie? So this is where you start to balance things out. You start to balance things out. Furthermore, if you want to be recognized for your hard work, finish that project. You can't be recognized for something that you haven't finished. Just because you've done a lot of it or the bulk of it does not mean it's completed. So, lack of completion, lack of acknowledgement, lack of completion, lack of satisfaction because you have just not completed the task. If you get overwhelmed easily, if you get tired easily, well, what or whom is exhausting your energy? And thirdly, why are you continuing to allow it? Why are you continuing to allow it? Why? It's very important. And one thing that's coming to me right now, this is a card of recognition, right? Recognizing, being recognized, finally hard work paying off. I'd be extremely cautious how you act these days. I would be extremely cautious if I were you, how you act these days. Because as close as you are to a victory, this is a card that represents victory as well. As close as you are to overcoming an obstacle, as close as you are to winning, as close as you are to flipping the page, as close as you are to, completing a particular chapter in your life, this ain't the time to be acting out. This ain't the time to be falling into a funk. This ain't the time to allow the lower self to act out, because you could be under someone's radar. In someone's radar, you could you're probably being observed, you're probably being watched, you're probably being evaluated, and you don't even know. So if you act out incorrectly, this might close the doors on you that are ready to be opened for you. Do you hear me? Oftentimes, blunt force is not good force. Blunt force is not always good force. Balance. People have a way of pressing your buttons. I know. People have a way of getting to you. I know. People have a way of pissing you off. I know. But this may not be the right time for you to act out. This may not be the right time for you to burst out into a frantic, angry outburst, because this could shut down doors on you that you don't need shut down. So I'd be very, very cautious if I were you. Okay, let's move into the water signs. Where are the water signs? Where are the water signs tonight? Sun, rising, and moon. Where are the water signs tonight? Cancer, Where are you tonight, Scorpio? Where are you tonight, Pisces? Where are you tonight? Where are the water signs? Guano. Hello there, brother. Speaking to me now, especially about work. Midnight Cowboy. Well, thank you for the affirmation, and I hope the message is well received on your end and does for you what you deserve and you need. Triple Pisces in the name of the baby black Jesus. Okay. So, my water signs. Let's see what comes up for you tonight. Nope. Gemini is not water. Gemini is air. 5 planets in agua. Coño. Candela. 5 planets in water? That's tough. This is not a water sign card, but it is an air card, specifically a Gemini card. So Geminis also take a listen here, even though we're speaking directly to water signs, but Geminis might want to listen in. Unleashed with cat. That's a lot. That is a lot. 5 planets in water. That's a lot. It's a lot of emotions. A lot of emotions there. Okay. So, my water signs. Could it be possible that you feel like you are fighting a storm? Could it be possible that you feel that you are inside a storm right now? Could it be possible that you feel like, how can we say this? It takes so much effort for you to fight for the things that you truly believe in, and you have little to no support in the process. Little to no support in the process. And this makes you really feel all sorts of things. All sorts of things. All sorts of things. All sorts of things. You're upset. You're overwhelmed. You're angry. I would be cautious, or water signs, I'd be cautious with your words. I'd be cautious with how you express things, because this overwhelming feeling can really get the best of you, and your tongue can really mimic the sharp edges of a sword. The Knight of Swords comes up for you. The Knight of Swords for the water signs. So you are an individual with a mission. You are an individual with your eye on the target, or you should be. But it does not mean that the journey is easy. Okay? What are you defending is also very important here. I'm getting this major download for you, water signs, this week. The things that you are defending, the things that you are protecting, sit with yourself for a minute and reconsider if it's in alignment with your highest self, with your highest purpose, or are you just trying to prove a point? Just trying to prove a point doesn't mean you win the war. So it's important for you to ask yourself, this thing that I'm fighting for, these things that I am exhausting myself for, this thing that I am really taking it to the heart, is it worth it? Is it worth my energy? Is it worth my time? Is it worth my vibration? Is it worth my sanity? Is it worth my peace? Is it worth my health? Well, because she's my best friend, and I gotta stick up for her. How many times has she sticked up for you? Well, because what they're doing to her is not fair. No, what happens is that yes, you might be true. You might be right. The fact that what they're doing to her is not fair, but you're not really trying to fight her battle. You're trying to fight battles for her in lieu of the ones that weren't fought for you. Spirit got jokes. Ay, ay, ay. In lieu of the fights that were not fought for you. You're fighting for someone else the way you would have wished someone would have fought for you. So pick your battles, baby. Pick your battles wisely. Don't expend your energy unnecessarily. Keep your eye on the target. Keep your eye on the mission. Be someone committed to your purpose, to the works ahead, while simultaneously not losing track of what's around you, of the things that need and deserve your attention, your dedication. It can't be just work, 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 work. It can't be just you dedicating so much time to one thing and you're forgetting other parts of yourself that also deserve your attention, your commitment, your dedication, your nurture. Don't forget to nurture yourself in the process. Furthermore, when we go too fast, we miss details. When we go too fast, we miss details. There might be people in your life, listen to me carefully, attentively, and cautiously. There might be people in your life that want you, that are used to and bring this out in you, that you always being in this time crunch, always going fast, always going, at 100 miles an hour, always doing 28 things at the same time, because they don't want you to really focus on the things that could really promote you, that can really elevate you, that can really get you to win. Someone is trying to sidetrack you so that you don't pay attention to the things that should be important to you. And you are expending your energy in all these medial little other tasks that feel important, but they don't elevate your vibration. They don't elevate your vibration. This card says you will win. 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 The question is, what are you winning? When you can't even understand your other needs, what are you winning? What are you winning? What are you winning? But when it comes to other areas of your life, with this particular card, I'd say fight for what you truly believe in. If it's in the name and if it's representative of your highest self. If it's truly contributing to a greater cause that will push your purpose in life further ahead. That's what truly matters. Don't stop until you get to the finish line. Don't stop until you get to the finish line. But consider, what am I expending my energy into? Is it really worth all this time? Is it really worth your sleepless nights? Is it really worth the physical and emotional and mental headache? Is it really worth your energy being Is it worth it? Or are you just trying to prove a point? Lord and behold, sometimes we have to check our inner child. Our inner child has to be checked. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes. Our inner child has to be checked because our inner child still has us fighting wars and battles that are long gone. But it's doing so through other people. It's doing so through other people that at the end of the day, it's like, why am I even in this situation? Why am I even in this situation? Why? When 5 years from now, this shit may not matter. Do you understand? This shit may not even matter. No, 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 no. I'm not going to deal with this card. Don't jump out at me. I'm not going to deal with this card. Do you understand? I should say, do you overstand? It is important. Vista larga, pasos cortos. You got that right. Y vísteme despacio, que voy deprisa. Yes, 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 and yes, and yes. And yes. Earth signs. Where are my fellow earth signs? Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Are you in the house tonight? Awesome, Unleashed. I gotta laugh. I got to laugh. Igualmente para usted. Muchas gracias a ti. Blessings to you, Simply Me. Blessings to you. Ooh, there's a lot of Earth people here tonight. A lot of Earth signs. The Virgo faces. You already know. You already know. God, there's a lot of earthy people here tonight. Earth sun, Earth rising, Earth moon. There's a lot of Earth energy up in here. Well, we got an Earth card for the Earth people. Specifically, this is a Virgo card. You see, there are so many different ways to read cards. There are endless of ways to read card, and I'm not going to get into a class here, a class that so many of you have been asking for a few years now. But I'll tell you this, I have created a style. Spirit has helped me create a style, a personal, unique style when I do card readings, right? Because I'll give you a very brief example that you didn't ask for, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. When I used to do which you all know I did it for years if you've been following me for a long time, this page and my previous page, I used to always do one sign at a time, all 12 zodiac signs, right? And pick a card, read that card for that sign. That's one style of doing it. But when we read cards for the collective in groups based on elemental vibrations, in this particular case, earth signs, one particular card is chosen for the earth signs, which encompasses 3 signs, right? Okay. In this particular case, it's not just what that particular card says for those 3 signs. It's also important to take note on the vibration of the card itself. In this particular case, a Virgo card comes up, which is an earth sign. And coincidentally, we're reading now for earth signs. But Virgo is speaking to all earth signs right now, even though we're reading for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So there might be a need for organization. There might be a need for ordering things, putting things in order, putting things into perspective. There might be a need for you to be a little more grounded. There might be a need for you to be more realistic about your life, about your decisions, about things that you got going on. There might be a need for you to release your stubbornness. When we look at the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles from its lower polarity can be very stubborn. Very, 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 very stubborn, extremely stubborn. So you have to be cautious that your stubbornness is not blocking your blessing. It's not blocking the doors. It's not blocking your prosperity. It's not blocking your peace. It's not blocking your joy and your happiness. You're stubborn about opening your heart up. You're stubborn about initiating that business. You're stubborn about getting together with those people that have been emailing you for 3 months. You're stubborn about having the conversation. You're stubborn about being helped because you want to do shit by yourself. You're stubborn about different things that ultimately is hurting you in the long run, is hurting you. So that's why you're stagnant. If there are areas of your life that you feel you're stagnant in, guess what? That's the reason. That is the reason. That is the reason. That is the reason. From a lower polarity, Spirit is saying with the page, with the Knight of Pentacles, do not obsess yourself. Don't obsess yourself. You could be a little obsessive. You could be obsessive about that work situation. You could be acting a little obsessive with that romantic situation. You could be acting a little obsessively towards that particular situation that you just won't let it go. You just won't let it go. And you're being nitpicky about it. Okay. It is important during this time period for the remainder of this month, which is ending pretty soon. My advice is for us earth signs, we have to figure out a way how to be a little more in tune with nature. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles is about being in tune with nature. Being in tune with nature, being in alignment with nature. Are you connecting with nature the way you should be? Are you connecting with earth, with the ground, with the way you should be, to ground your energy, to ground your ideas? Are you connecting with your body enough so that you understand what it's trying to tell you? Is very, very important. Okay. You got to do the work. You have to do the work. Excuse me. You have to do the work. The Knight of Pentacles is asking us for us to do the work, for us to be consistent in the process of doing the work. Okay. It's asking us to be steady. You have to be steady in the process. It can't be just doing things and then now I'm not, and I'll get back to it later, and I'm not in the mood right now. This card calls for discipline. Are you being disciplined? Are you being disciplined in the manner in which you're doing these works? This requires organization. This requires consistency. This requires patience. It's very important. And you know why that's important, my earth signs? Because right now you are in a rhythm in your life that you can't, oh my God, you can't afford to lose. You can't afford to not win. You can't afford to stay behind. You can't afford to not jump on. You can't afford to be crossed over. You can't afford to be skipped. You can't afford to be denied. You can't afford to not save. You can't afford to not be organized. You can't afford to not put in all the work. You can't afford. You can't afford it. Protect your ears, Spirit is saying to you tonight. Protect your ears. Why in the heck would Spirit tell us to protect our ears? Why? Can anyone tell me why would Spirit tell us to protect our ears? Anyone want to chime in on that? Why would Spirit be telling us to protect our ears? Anybody? Anybody there? Don't get distracted. Okay, I'll take that. Reina Bella. Um, where we allow our attention is what will be expanded. This includes what we listen to. Yes, bingo. Hijo de la Diáspora says, hola, tío. Hey, sobrina. Because we be hearing too much bull these days. You got that damn right. And Goddaughter says, so we can hear spirit and spirit only. Yes. To avoid negative energy in hearing. What we're listening to, we already know our path. Our spirit is always listening to where we are ingesting through all our senses. Dr. Afi, probably for being overwhelmed by fear mongering or other crap out there. Yes. To not get fooled by lies. Ooh, there it is. El mío. Hey, hay que eliminar los envidiosos que no quieren que uno haga mejor que ellos. Bingo. Yes, yes, yes. Too much gossip. King Nobel says, yes, 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 and yes. We have to be cautious what we listen to. Because let me tell you all something. Sometimes negativity, the enemy, brujeria, witchcraft, whatever the hell you want to call it, they want us to lose the job, and they couldn't get us to lose the job. They want us to land in a hospital, and they couldn't get us to land in the hospital. They wanted us to get sick, and they couldn't make us sick. They wanted us to lose the home and house and everything else, and they didn't win. They wanted us to get into an accident and literally die, and they didn't win. Oh, but if I start listening to the crap and to the BS and to all the fuckery that I'm not supposed to be listening to, it could contaminate my senses. And when my senses are contaminated, my awareness goes out the window. My ability to connect goes out the window. My ability to discern goes out the window. Then I start to invite lower level energies and vibration that feed off of that fear. Am I making any sense out here in these tarot streets? It is important for us to be cautious what we listen to so that we're not contaminated by information that is meant for us to become distracted. Distracted from truth, distracted from the 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 distracted. Do you hear me? And because we're so distracted, we're disconnected. And because we're disconnected, we can't, like my goddaughter said, we then can't listen to the voice of spirit within. We then can't listen to the voice of God within. This is the gossiper in your job that's trying to put you up against someone else. This is, the family member that can only call and, to try to contaminate your brain with BS, other because they just have nothing better to do, other because they're envious of the path that you're on and they're trying to get you off track, other because, they're trying to get you to pin up with them against someone else. Ultimately, it ain't good for you. Congratulations, hija de la diáspora. Congratulations. I celebrate for you. That's awesome. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Does anyone hear me out there? It is important for us to protect our ears because all information cannot be listened to. We are not supposed to register all that noise that's out there. Do you hear me? Because some people weren't born to win. Oh, Black Jesus, help me. I know you don't like this. Somebody's going to get butthurt. All people were not born to win. And when all people were not born to win, those people will make sure and try for you not to win. They want you to join their club. That's why they have nothing better else to do with their life. That's why you go back to that same location, that same city, that same environment, that same neighborhood 20 years later, and they're still in the same situation, fighting the same battles, bickering with the same people, fucking the same people. Oh, you heard me. I ain't here to play. Do you hear me? Hello. You can't be a participant of all that garbage. You can't allow yourself to be distracted by all that garbage. That garbage will have you going in circles. In circles. All of a sudden, you went back, and you started hanging around with your old friend, Juanita, okay? But Juanita have done shit with her life in the last 10 years. And all of a sudden, you get contaminated with Juanita's energy. And now you are considering dating back someone that you were once upon a time in love when you were in high school, okay? Okay? Both of you probably didn't even have back then a real orgasm, okay? And you're confusing love with some old shit that wasn't love because Juanita has always lived in the old neighborhood dealing with the same old bullshit and now got you contaminated, wanted to date someone that you just came across, bumped into in Walmart, and it wasn't a message for you to date that person. It was a message for you to see that you are in a better position than that person is. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Sometimes you are reintroduced to people of your past, not so that you can reconnect with them, but more so that you can see how different both of you are. And so you can also see that 10 years later, okay, they would not have been able to take you to the levels that you deserve. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Okay. Do you hear me? Does anyone hear me? In the name of baby Black Jesus. Okay? Because God knows throughout my life, I bumped into people and I'd be like, no, hey, Hey, yeah, oh, everything's good, everything's fine. Okay, see you later, bye. Au revoir, arrivederci, adiós, sayonara. Se van los seres, se van los seres a otra mansión. Goodbye, goodbye, Okana. You got that right. Sometimes their floors, their ceiling. Yes. Do you hear me? This ain't no, let's pick up where we left off. Pick up where we left off. Shit, please. 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 You can't confuse a message with a purpose. What do I mean by that? You bump into certain people, there's a message there, but it don't mean that they're your purpose. It don't mean they are your purpose. Sometimes people read too much into things. Oh my God. And I'm not mocking anyone, okay? So don't feel offended. But let me tell you something. Oh my God, Afi, I bumped into my long lost love from 20 years ago. Does this mean that I should? No. No. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. And granted, I'm thinking if I should say this out loud or not. Sometimes there are exceptions. Okay. Quizá Juanita no pa carajo con Juanita. Sometimes there are exceptions. But if, with a big capital IF, if there were to be an exception, it needs to be looked into deeply. It needs to be evaluated. It needs to be examined. It needs to be processed with a high level of discernment before allowing your feelings and your emotions to come on board. Do you hear me? It's very important. Knight of Pentacles, my earth signs. Throttle lightly. Be steady. Be committed. Keep your eye on your vision. Okay? Don't let your emotions trick you. Organize yourself. Gather yourself. Release what don't serve you. Don't justify the unjustifiable. And move forward. Ay, Dios mío. What I want to do with you all? Last but not least, where are the air signs? Where are the air signs? And that would be Gemini. That would be Libra. And that would be Aquarius. Blessings to you, my God. Are there any air signs in the house? Air signs, are you in here tonight? Sun, rising, and moon. Air signs. The card for the earth signs, that was the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Are the earth signs in the house tonight? You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, Mayra, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing, Omaida? Ay, ay, ay. I'm high. I'm high. I'm high. I'm high. I'm high. Let's see. 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 Oh God. Help Jesus. Okay. 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 Thank you so very much, King Nobel. I appreciate you for that donation. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. May Spirit and Divine always bless your path. Blessed. This was definitely ordained. Thank you for sharing your gift. Thank you for being here and listening. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Thais. Omaida says, run. ¿Por qué, chica? Why? Why? Yo no muerdo. Bueno, depende. Depende. The suspense is killing me. Oh, you'll be fine. You'll live. It ain't bad. It's not bad. I'm just connecting. I'm just connecting with the download. It's not a bad card though. But in reality, there's no such thing as a bad card, believe it or not. It's what you make of it. It's what you make of it. Air signs. Gemini. Them Gemini people. You know them? Libra and Aquarius. Ay, Dios mío. Oh, yes, most definitely. That's my soul brother. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. With this particular card tonight, and it's a fire card. Specifically, it's a Mars, and Aries card. Two of Wands for the air signs. Two of Wands. If there's something that you're looking for right now in your life, it's your happy place. As much as a cliche as that sounds like, your happy place. Pero, where is such a place? Where is such a place? Does that place even exist in this world? Where is such a happy place? Where is such a happy place when I'm living a life where I feel that people are against me? Where is such a happy place when Everything I need to do that's important to me, I have to do it all by myself with little to no support. Where is that happy place when I have forgotten how to trust? Or where is such a place when I have never been able to trust? When is such a place when all I get is betrayed? Where is such a place when all I get is lied to? Where is such a place when all I've experienced has been used? Where is such a place when I feel so alone I don't even know what feeling happy is like? Where is such a place when it's hard for me to connect with certain people? Where is such a place when I've been robbed of years that won't come back? Where is such a place? Well, let me tell you, that place ain't in Europe. The place is not in the Caribbean. The place is not in New York. It ain't in Chicago. That place is not, in the best restaurants. That place is not traveling the world and eating the best foods. That place is not falling in love over and over and over and over again. That place actually starts inside of you, with you, in you, and through you. But, ¿qué sucede? What happens is you all have been robbed out of your own body. You've been lied out of your own body. You've been used out of your own body. You've been rejected out of your own body. You've been misplaced out of your own body. You've been violated out of your own body. You've been traumatized out of your own body. You've been abandoned out of your own body. You've been lied to out of your own body. You've been lied to and let down out of your own body. You've been shamed out of your own body. Come on now. Are you picking up what spirit is laying down? And some of you have never been in your body. Luna says, why are you hitting everything I'm pointing? Not me, honey. It's spirit. Some of you don't even have a recollection of ever being in your body because your furthest, most remote, oldest memory of self is attached to a traumatic experiences. Is attached to some form of hurt, some form of pain, some form of a sense of unsafety. Are you picking up what spirit is laying down? So, what do we do then? What do we do then? What do we do then? If I'm in this place where I've never even been in my goddamn body, I've never even had an opportunity to be me, to be in me, to feel me, to do me. It means I've never even met me before. Oh my God, this is painful. I've never even met me before. I've never had an opportunity to meet me before because I've always been running. I've always been running. And because I've always been running, perhaps if we follow this belief, if we believe in this spiritual thing, this incarnate spirit that is taking host in this physical body, it means that I also bring a history from another existence, from a previous life, into this current existence that I'm still cleansing, releasing, purging. But it's so tiring and it's so overwhelming. And you're sitting there and you're like, I don't even know what to do. I went to the church, it didn't work. I went to the priest and the pastor, it didn't work. I went to the brujo and it didn't work. I went to the Ifa priest and it didn't work. I went to the counselor and it didn't work. I don't know what to do. I did the cleanse and it didn't work. I lit the candles and it didn't work. I meditated every day and it didn't work. I prayed every day and it didn't work. Hell, I even moved out of state and it didn't work. I left cities behind and it didn't work. There comes a point in your life where you're like, everything I've done hasn't worked. And I'm still fighting to find my place in this crazy world. You haven't been inside your body for a long time. So what does this even mean then? From where I see it, spiritually speaking, and the download that I'm receiving, this is a calling yourself back home experience. Calling yourself back home, meaning calling yourself back into your body. Because everything that you've been through evicted you out of your own body. You've been evicted out of your own body. You've been evicted out of your own body. It's time to call your body back home. It's time to call your spirit back into your body, is what I mean. You know what the problem is? You want to bring yourself back home. You want to feel you. Yes, you do. I believe it. I believe so. Your inner child is scared to come back home. The younger version of you is scared to come back home. The 14-year-old girl in you is scared to come back home. The 22-year-old in you is scared to come back home. Luna says, oh my God, you have me crying. Oh, maybe it's time for you to release all that. The 7-year-old in you is scared to come back home. If you're 43 now, the 30-year-old in you that thought she was in love and got let down is scared to come back home. You're out of your body because you're scared to come back home. Now the question is why? Anyone care to chime in as to why is that younger version of you scared to come back home? Home meaning your body. Why is he or she scared to come back home? If you're not home in here, you can't do anything right. You're going through the motions of attempting to do things right, You're going through the actions of attempting to do things right, but you're not getting the results because you're not home. Why is she or he scared to come back home? Let's see. Hija de la diáspora, because Stockholm syndrome, yes. Disappointment, yes. No trusting that their body is safe in the world, yes. If you're not living in your body, who is? Everyone else is. Scared to move back into a haunted house, yes. Yes. Fear of being perceived, not being able to deal with the perceptions because lack of self acceptance, yes. Yes. She or he is scared to come back home because she does not know how to trust. In order for me to come back here again, I have to trust. And I'm scared to trust because when I've trusted, I've been let down, I've been hurt, I've been abused, used, and I don't know how to trust again. I don't know how to trust me again. Or I've never learned how to trust me before. In order for you to find your place in this world, in order for you to find your happy place, you have to come back home, baby. And you can't come back home if you don't trust home, if you don't trust yourself. You got to trust yourself. You got to trust yourself, Gemini. You got to trust yourself, Libra. You have to trust yourself, Aquarius. Because things can only happen through you. It can't happen outside of you. You want to see it first before it arrives, to then determine if you want to open up. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. To the women, to the queens in this room right now, how can you trust you when your inner child couldn't even trust the womb it came from? Come on now, somebody. To the kings in here, how can you trust you when you've never been able to trust the masculine in your life because masculine was never present? Come on now, somebody. We have to rebuild the trust. Rebuilding the trust cannot be attached to anything else. It cannot be attached to someone else. This is about you. But there's a voice inside my head that, it's easier for me not to trust myself, because if I don't trust myself and I'm just in cruise control and going about life in a cruise control mode, then I don't risk letting myself down. Wrong. 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 You have to come back home. You have to lay down a new foundation. You have to learn how to trust you again. Outside, distant, and devoid of the shadows that placed you outside of your body. Oftentimes, we can't do this by ourselves. Oftentimes, we need the guidance. Oftentimes, we need the support. As I said a long time ago in one of my old videos, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, because this year I am not willing. I am not willing to lose. I am not willing to stay behind. I am not willing to continue forgetting myself. I am not willing to not take a risk on me. I am not willing to not experience me. I am not willing to continue forgetting me. I was taught to forget me. I was trained to forget me. I was trained to leave myself for last. I was trained to not put myself in the forefront of my life. I was trained to not feel special. I was trained to not feel unique. I was trained to believe that I was nothing. I was trained to believe that wasn't anything special about me. Who trained me? Society trained me. Community trained me. That fourth grade teacher trained me. My own family trained me. My first love experience trained me. My own blood trained me. My ancestral baggage trained me because it's in my DNA. You're trying to find your place in the world. You're trying to find your place in the world. And let me tell you something. I'm telling you, you got what it takes. You may not believe it yet. You cannot always see it. But Lord and behold, you have what it takes. You have what it takes. Two of Wands is an Aries card. So what is Aries, a fire sign, telling you air signs to do? It's telling you to start all over again. It's telling you it's never too late to start over again. It's telling you that you deserve a new beginning. It's telling you to start counting your blessings again. It's telling you to come back home. Aries is a baby. Come back home. Let's grow again. Let's grow again. This time, let's do it intelligently. This time, let's do it by applying the lessons life has taught us. This time, let's do it with discernment. This time, let's do it with conviction. This time, let's do it with learning how to protect ourselves. Come back home. Two of Wands. It's an Aries card. It's a Mars and Aries card. Let's stop the war, the inner war, the war in your mind. You can't come back home and you don't respect your body. I don't know who this message is for, but you know who you are. You can't come back home to a body you don't respect. You can't come back home to a body that you judge and criticize and hate and dislike. You can't come back home to a body that you're not in relationship with. Time to come back home. Time to come back home. Time to come back home. I hope tonight's messages made sense to my soul family out there, to the ones watching live, to the ones that will watch this replay. Which brings me also to share with you. Last week, unfortunately, I was not able to share last week's Tarot Tuesday on my IG, but it is on my YouTube channel. This week's, tonight's Tarot Tuesday, I will do my best to upload it to my IG, but you will definitely find it on my YouTube channel. My YouTube Soul family, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Turn on those notifications so you are informed as to when I come live. To my family here on IG, thank you for your support. Make sure you add this page. Make sure you share this live, tag someone. My calendar, I'm about to open tonight my calendar for one-on-one readings. There is a in-person class coming up on the 31st or the 30th. When is it? 31st of this week, next Friday. Not this Friday, but next Friday, Friday of next week. There's a Healing Voices meditation class with yours truly here in Pomona at Gypsy Love Metaphysical Shop. I pray that if you are local, that you that we get to meet and we get to experience this special class, the first one of 2025. I am already planning this year's shadow work retreat. Trying to decide if it's going to be in the summer, July or August, or if it's going to be more towards October. I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided where it's going to most probably be here in California, but I haven't decided where. It might be in Joshua Tree. I haven't decided yet. Just stay tuned. Make sure that you sign up for my email list. Make sure that you sign up to my text line so we always stay connected, because with these social media pages, it's never 100% guaranteed. There's always a way for us to stay connected. Okay, I will post the class. I haven't posted the class, I just realized. I will post next week's Friday class by tomorrow, so you get all the information. Oh yes, I did post it. Actually, I did post it. It is on my page. So make sure that you sign up, call Gypsy Love. All the information is on there for you to call, put your name on the list, and secure your spot, since there's limited spots. If you want to participate in this year's shadow work retreat, in-person shadow work retreat, which will be in California, I just don't know where in California yet, make sure you send me a message, send me a DM, or email me so I put your name on the list. So once I get ready to release all this information out, I send it to you first, because as many of you know, I only take a limited amount of people to the retreat. Okay, I have not forgotten about the online class, the 3-month manifestation class that I was talking about. Santo Mijita. I'm going to get that out there as soon as I can. Okay. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being open and receptive to Spirit's downloads and messages and share. I ask that you please share this live, that you share this video, that you tag the people that are important to you, so that you can support this page with the algorithms and things of that nature. Okay? I love you. I pray nothing but the best for you. May you have a super blessed rest of your week, and I will see you soon. Over and out. Have a great night. De nada, sobrina. Oh, thank you for that beautiful message. I appreciate you. Muchas gracias, tío. Todos estos años, these words been holding me. I'm happy to hear that. Good night.